It was supposed to be a simple act of civic duty, a chance for the heroic coward, or THC as he preferred, to finally shed the coward part of his moniker by assisting an elderly woman across a treacherously busy thoroughfare. He stepped forward with a resolve he rarely mustered, only for the unseen forces of the anonymous critic to unleash a storm of pure, malicious text upon the universe. The comment hit first, "This guy probably runs weird," and instantly, THC's sturdy legs turned to jelly, wobbling precariously beneath him like uncooked gelatin. He tried to protest, but the follow-up message, "I bet his voice is annoying," rendered his vocal cords useless, replacing his heroic bellow with a pitiful, high-pitched squeak that caused the woman to eye him with extreme suspicion and retreat slowly in the opposite direction. Defeated and rubber-legged, THC did not track the villain. Instead, he tracked the outrage. He sat hunched in the dim light of his apartment, the glowing screen of his laptop reflecting the misery etched onto his face as he obsessively refreshed the social media feed, inviting the toxic cascade of digitally enhanced abuse. Each new notification was a physical blow, a psychic punch delivered through fiber optics in spite. The ultimate insult arrived with brutal efficiency. "He looks like he smells of old cheese." And immediately, a sickly yellow-green miasma materialized directly over his head, a literal stink cloud confirming the critic's devastating accuracy. THC was physically repulsed by his own magically induced odor, utterly devastated by the sheer absurdity of his predicament. In a desperate bid to cleanse his digital reputation and defeat the critic's hexes, THC resolved to perform an act of pure, unadulterated goodness that was beyond reproach, rescuing a small, fluffy kitten stranded 50 feet up a sprawling oak tree. He dragged a rickety, ancient extension ladder into the park, his hands shaking not from fear of height, but fear of a bad review. He began his arduous ascent, the wood creaking under his weight, convinced that surely, no one could criticize the rescue of a small, innocent feline. The critic, however, was already anticipating his move, relentless and immediate. "He's definitely afraid of heights," the message flashed, causing the already unstable ladder to shake violently, swaying like a palm tree in a hurricane. Just as THC prepared for the inevitable, terrifying fall, the kitten, seemingly bored by the entire dramatic spectacle, effortlessly leapt from its perch, executing a flawless, graceful landing. It trotted over to a nearby cluster of hydrangeas and began affectionately rubbing against a pair of black boots that belonged to the anonymous critic, who had been hiding in the bushes, filming the whole ordeal. The effect was instantaneous and spectacular. The critic, revealed to have a severe cat allergy, erupted in a firestorm of painful hives and explosive, uncontrolled sneezing. He dropped his expensive phone, the instrument of his power, which shattered into a million pieces on the pavement, effectively breaking the hex. The heroic coward, observing the villain's painful, humiliating allergy attack, quietly gathered his rickety ladder and tiptoed away from the scene, finally achieving the one thing he truly desired: blissful, sweet obscurity.